You just never know when I'm going to pop up. So it's a good job you're not asking me to walk to meet you.
You've been sat there waiting and getting your breath back. Is that still really tired and breathless?
Yeah, I mean, as head-wise, absolutely fine. Got rid of all the fogginess and I feel like I can do all sorts. Body-wise, I can't. Still breathless. If you asked me to walk 200 yards, I'd be on my knees for the last 50. It's just, they've just said it's a long process to get back. And I mean, I'm lucky we got home for Christmas. Hooray, that was fab.
Both of you and Andrew both home together for Christmas.
Yeah, but it's left me with a few side effects that they hope in time will disappear. But hey ho, I'm here, and hopefully everything's good. And that damn mask didn't pulled a lot of my hair out, but I've still got hair.
Yes.
I feel like I've said that before. But,
yes, you have said that before. Well, no, for different reasons. I think even people that have had it sort of a fairly mild COVID, they've said the after effects, that long COVID has been a surprise to them, I think.
Yeah.
It takes to get back to that normal level.
Yeah. I just hope people really, really do take it serious, because even if they themselves don't get COVID, they don't get severe symptoms, it doesn't mean that members of the family won't, and it doesn't mean friends, family, grandma, auntie, uncle. And when we were in hospital, we weren't the eldest. We weren't the oldest in there by far. And that actually quite frightened me, that how many young people were in there struggling, struggling and fighting for life. So I just hope people do, the vaccine, announced yesterday, fantastic. But I hope people just give chance for that vaccine to get out there and make a difference, and just put everything on hold.
Yeah. We're on the final straight, aren't we? I think that's what people need.
Lecture finished.
Yeah. Well, Pamela. What I thought we could do, because we've missed out on we usually like to do our festive films, don't we?
We do.
December. Missed out on that this year for a number of reasons. Obviously, the main one being you ended up very poorly and in hospital.
Yeah. Not
done our Christmas films. No, we did one actually. We did one that was supposed to be from Santa's grotto.
Yeah.
Which was just very bad lighting. So we haven't done our festive films. We've done sort of, obviously there's been festive stuff on social media. I thought we could do a bit of a 2020 review, which might be very short.
Oh, that's going to be jolly, isn't it? Cheers.
Goodbye 2020. That's my 2020. Yeah. But I think obviously it's been a challenge. There's been, from start to finish, there's been challenges professionally and personally for the team, which we can touch on. But there has been highlights as well, and I think it's really important. I don't think there's many people that are going to be sad to say goodbye to this year, I have to say, or other choice words, which I probably would be saying if I'd had a little bit more of this, is what I'll stick to. But I think it's important to highlight those good bits as well, because there's been good bits, and what it's shown, I think it's shown the support that we've got and the loyalty of our support,
the commitment.
Absolutely. And that first sort of emergency appeal, when it first happened, when we were still a bit like that, what on earth happened, straight away people were jumping in to help, which
what can they do? And
what do you need, what can we do? And it's just, and that's been really positive. And I think it's really important to go into next year, please let it be a better year, but I think it's important to take with us the lessons that we've learned from this year and those positives we've learned from this year as well. So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I've had a bit of a think, because obviously, I
because you love to plan. Helen, anybody who doesn't know, Helen plans everything for us.
What people have learned this year from me. Number one, I like a plan. Number two, I like a game. She likes the plan, she likes the game. Yeah. That's something.
Yeah.
So shall I start, Pamela?
You start. Go on. Don't upset me.
With my hat. Well, you know, it's just
can I just say,
together.
When I go cheers, I have been on water now, and since the 3rd of December, I should be looking young and youthful because everyone goes, oh, drink water. Anyway, I'll tell you what I'll give a cheers to. Cheers to David Lunn. There we go, David. Cheers from me for my month's worth of water drinking.
There, he'll be pleased with that. Should be getting a certificate.
Yeah.
I'll just have a little bit of a slurp.
Yeah.
That's Ribena.
Well, let's kick off this jolly year.
That's how I'm intending to go into next year. Strangely, right, I think one of my highs is probably also one of my lows. So definitely for me, a highlight has been the Paxman launch at the university of the partnership and our scout with the scout cooling, which was basically, I'm sure most people know, but that was Paxman have generously offered to provide scalp cooling for young cancer patients completely free of charge. I know they're just superstars. Free of charge to the NHS, free of charge to the patient, free of charge to the charity. They're branding things in. They organised the launch. And that's been, the project has been a highlight, definitely. But that looked a long time coming, not just with the partnership, but for scalp cooling to be made available for young patients has been a very long time coming, hasn't it?
It has.
Massive highlight. Massive highlight. Just, it was such a proud moment for the charity, wasn't it?
Yes.
To have Claire Paxman had got the lights on the Oslo building lit up in the charity's colours, and it was just incredible. I wasn't there, so that's my low. Bring it to the low.
I think this springs to mind.
So I started off the year, as people may know, starting treatment for bowel cancer. Absolutely adamant that other than the few hours that I was having chemotherapy, the rest of the time I would be in work, getting on with my work, you know. Thanks very much. Get the chemo out and off I get on.
Okay, I'm going to say it again, worked with her before.
Yeah, that wasn't, and then obviously you were going, not so sure, Helen, I think you're going to have to just play that one by ear. I'm going, no, I'll be fine. Anyway. So, and that was the first real upset for me, I have to say. I was absolutely adamant that I was going to be at that launch, and was going to feel, you know.
It was your project.
I was just so excited to be sharing the stage with those people, with Claire Paxman, with people that were going to be speaking. So I was so devastated, but I did get to see how incredible it was, and because of the people involved, and I knew you would obviously there representing the charity. Sarah Dransfield got up and was speaking, Claire and the guys at Paxman. I knew it was in absolutely wonderfully safe hands. So there was no part of me that was like, oh, I need to be there for this reason. I just so wanted to be there. It was I think it was probably the first time that I cried.
Yeah. Really? Oh, I think I shed a tear.
I don't think I was the only one, was I? But when I realised that actually one of the side effects from my chemotherapy was that it burns your eyes when you cry. It didn't last very long. It was sort of a bit of I'm feeling a bit sorry for myself, you know, welling up a little bit, and they're like, oh my word, what is that? So that stopped quite quickly, and just I did the face instead of the actual tears. So that has been definitely for me, definitely a highlight.
Yeah. It was an amazing positive for the charity, because as the lockdown started to take place, we could stand proud and say we were delivering projects.
Yeah.
It was hard, but we were delivering projects, you know, and that is thanks to Paxman's.
Yeah. Well, I think it's something that was early on when you and I spoke about what on earth is this and what is it going to do, because it kind of hit. I mean, it kind of hit at the time. I had a bit more treatment, but I was looking forward to sort of, I'd passed the halfway mark, because I'd had the operation, I'd passed the halfway mark, and I was looking forward to sort of I'd found out I only had 2 rounds of chemotherapy after the operation, so I knew I was going to be back earlier than I thought I was going to be, and I was looking forward to it, and then that happened. And you and I sort of said, what did we want to achieve from the year? And I think that was really important for you, hasn't it? That we had that goal of honouring the support that we'd promised, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, everybody knows we're not a big charity by any means, and to be able to fund research, we have to save up to fund research. And then, only 18 months before that, we'd pledged big money for the charity to 2 research projects, which took our, took our funding down. So when we hit the lockdown, it was a very nervous and a very worrying time for us, because, we were entering a year when we needed to build up the funds again to be able to do another project. And then it happened, and it made us extremely nervous and worried. But the trustees gave us their backing and told us to get on. Just get on. We're with you. We'll help whatever we can, but you get on with it. And we looked at the projects, and one of the projects that we needed to continue to fund was research that is taking place in our own town with the lovely Dr. Nick, but then also a smaller research programme that's taking place in Leeds. So we needed to commit to those, and we needed to commit to the gifts appeal.
Yeah.
And if things weren't going to be good to the charity, at least we would meet our commitments with those.
Yeah.
So I think that for us gave us a positive and gave us an aim.
Yeah.
And whatever else it all threw at us, that we knew that we could fulfill those projects.
That was the focus, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, definitely. Yeah.
And it's, we're at the end of the year now, and we did what we set out to do. Would you say that's your highlight then? Would you say that's...
I would say so, yeah, the fact that we did it.
Those that need that interpretation. Those words were, we did it. Yeah, I'm so proud, because genuinely, it was, I was not back at work when it happened. I was pretending to be, but and my concentration span, as we know, was about 7 minutes. I wasn't back at work, and then this happened, and we have worked together without each other before, as you know, 7 years ago. Is that what it would be?
Yeah. 7 years ago.
We're off with breast cancer, and sort of I have said to people this year, it's like we're passing the baton back and forth, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
For a bit. So we've done it, but then it was like this additional challenge was thrown in as well, and we genuinely sit thinking together, and definitely, I know we will have done separately, thinking, is this it? Is this the end of the road?
Yeah.
And me, it would have been just, I would have felt really responsible, because I would have seen it as, I'd disappointed Laura, and I'd not done what I was supposed to do. So it would have been, I mean, it's hard anyway. It's hard for everybody.
Yeah.
It's hard for charity struggling now, and obviously there's going to be loads. But for me, because of the year and because of what had happened, because of the cancer and all that kind of stuff, it had become very personal. And for me, it was about, dropping the charity for Laura, and I just absolutely didn't want to do that. And then sort of feeling like you're letting the team down and everything, don't you, when it all, personally. So I definitely sat there thinking, is this the end? And then the other part of you kicks in, doesn't it, where it's like, absolutely not, it is not happening.
Yeah.
We're both like that. I think we both allow ourselves that moment of, this is a tough one, but then it's no, because we're not going to allow that to happen. So those, so it was this year, definitely let's meet those. We're not letting anybody down. We've got to get the money in to pay for those projects. We've already promised. No way we're letting young people down at Christmas. We're doing the Christmas campaign.
Yeah.
And it's happened, and we've done it, and everything's been honoured, and all the projects have been paid for, which is brilliant.
It's massive because we are just a very small charity. We don't have, masses of reserves. As I said, we spend our reserves. We spend our reserves on where it should be. It would be wrong of us as a charity to sit on massive reserves and not put it into research or put it into projects that are going to make a massive difference to the lives of, teen and young adult cancer patients. So I must say, very proud. I was also very proud when we spent hours putting in an application for some funding, and we got it. I think there was nobody. I'm reading you going, Helen, we've got it. So,
you didn't actually. You phoned, because I remember we were in the car,
and I was outside a Chinese.
Something dreadful has happened because Pam. So you went onto the loudspeaker in the car, and there was just sort of a sobbing noise and this Helen, and I'm thinking, where is she? She needs me. This noise is coming out. What on earth is going on? And I'm thinking, what is going on? And then eventually, I think I heard the word, we've got it, or award or grant or something. I was thinking, oh, grant.
Yeah. And, with that money, we were able to give teenage cancer patients and young adults in the Yorkshire region laptops, iPads that would help them connect with family and friends again, because these young people were doubly isolated. They were in hospital. Not only were they in hospital, but they were in hospital by themselves.
Yeah.
So they hadn't got the family around them. And we were able to, so not only did we deliver the projects we wanted to deliver, but we also, on top of that, achieved and, are able to send out all this equipment that is going to help young cancer patients throughout the Yorkshire region. And, and by applying for that grant, I think that gave us confidence in ourselves, but also made us realise, well, fine, if we can do this in Yorkshire, we can do this in the North East, and we can do this in the North West, and we can move this project round to help more cancer patients all over the UK. So, I think that's something that we'll be looking at for next year.
Yeah. We've definitely got lots of things to concentrate on next year. We'd also started to launch, so we'd sort of looked at refocusing the second aim, hadn't we?
Yes.
I think the Paxman Scalp Cooling just sort of slotted into place with the whole mental well-being part of what we already do to a great extent, actually. Yes. But it was just sort of thinking, that's our focus, that second aim, that's where we need to focus, and we're sort of ready to go. And then obviously that's been paused along with lots of other things. But actually, we're already doing it with that project. Into that, improving mental well-being through the reduction of loneliness and isolation. So it's already happening. So there's that to focus on next year. There's lots of, as I say, just taking in into next year, those positive things from this year, the way people have rallied around. Hopefully we're going to have 2 events. So that's been definitely closed. We had 2 events planned, didn't we, for this year. The Wellhouse Leisure Ball.
Yeah.
The Huddersfield Town Partners Ball with Bastion Estates and Seat Now Sports and John Walton, which was brilliant last year. And last year. We're still in 2020, so last year. and was brilliant. So looking forward to that. So hopefully those, you know, at some point next year are going to happen.
It was so motivating for us when all those people turned around and said, okay, it's not happening now, but it will happen. You know, they weren't just letting us go. They were saying, you know, they were committing to us and saying, we're going to make this happen, which was an absolute fantastic boost for us personally.
Yeah. I feel like we've had, I do certainly sort of towards the end of the year when what happened with you and Andrew, I feel like at various points we've really had our hands held by the people that are involved with the charity. And I'll talk about another highlight actually, and there's kind of 2 highlights for this. So we had we've tried to keep things as normal as possible to a certain extent. So we have managed to have a couple of online Fight Club events, and the last one with Rybrook was a festive thing. And that's been one of my highlights because there was so many lovely people on that. It was just after you'd got out of hospital, so that was it was sort of a positive after a positive. And then to have you pop on at the end of the call, and I'm watching people's responses was just so lovely, like genuine, because I was able to, because I knew what was happening, so I was able to get people's responses as you sort of put onto the
sorry,
and it was just a genuine excitement, and it was lovely. And you think they're more than our charity supporters, aren't they? To us?
The friends.
Yeah, they are friends.
Yeah.
Genuine, lovely.
I really think I would like, once this vaccine, we've all had it and stuff, I think one of our fight clubs needs to be a hug fest. We really need a hug fest. I have so many people to thank. So yeah, we'll have a hug fest. There'll be like a 12-foot circle around me of distance. Of distance.
From the lady that doesn't really like, is not the hug.
For somebody who's not very, you know,
always prefers a head pat, don't you?
I do prefer a good head pat, but I do think we need a hug fest.
I do. Yeah, we're missing that. I think
I'm going to give you the one first. You're going to get it first.
Oh, that's nice. No, but it's just been so.
It has been a bizarre, scary 12 months. Well, going on for 12 months, full of unknowns, full of, you know, what next is, you know, what can we do? How can we, you know, I mean, the virtual run that everybody did.
Yeah, the virtual Great North Run went that went really well, didn't it?
That went so well, and so many people did that for us, which was just so, it was just amazing, you know, that people were willing to get out there, and Sinead sort of instigated and prompted that for us, which, you know, she sort of took it over and made it happen. So,
Sinead's parlour has got a way with people. She does make things happen, and that had happened quite early on, hadn't it? I think really in when everything sort of all the restrictions were in place. She was like, right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a virtual event, and it sort of came around that, and obviously our ambassadors and Keith got involved, and that was brilliant, and it's made us do things that we probably wouldn't have ordinarily done, and even though people couldn't come together like they ordinarily would for an event like that, we still managed to sort of create a bit of a community by media and through sort of the online platforms and that kind of thing. So yeah, that was really good. That has to be a highlight of the year, hasn't it?
Yeah, that definitely. And again, I don't think if everybody, you know, whether the companies, the individuals, the people know that all those small and large acts of kindness actually boosted us on. Because it was that, you know, there was a long time where charities were sort of not ignored, but we were just, you know, we got all the costs, but we just didn't, you know, the help just wasn't coming.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it started to come. And I think, you know, we're so grateful to all those people who did what they did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because it wasn't just a boost financially, was it? It was a boost for us as well as a team.
For us, it was as much for us to keep our morale going.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you're furloughed and you're a working charity, that is so hard.
Yeah.
That is really, because your mind doesn't stop. You know, things don't stop. So when you and I were released 2 days a week each, that was released. It was being
probably would. That probably would. I mean, some people think that should be the case, that when we're not working.
I shouldn't really say this, because if any of our trustees are watching, but you know, we were able to work 2 days a week, and I think we crammed every hour into those 2 days to make sure, you know, that one, we were respecting the rules of furlough, because furlough has definitely helped our charity survive. But, you know, that we were respecting the rules because we're a charity and we should do. But, you know, we definitely, you know, we had our timesheets. I've worked 3 hours this day, an hour this day, you know, just to make sure we got not payback, but we got value out of every hour that you and I were allowed to work.
Yeah.
You know, so and we, as I said, we can't thank people enough. But they can have a hug when I can.
Yeah, we've got to, and I tell you what else we could do. We need an alternative Christmas. And
yes.
From my mouth and not yours, that's quite incredible, isn't it? Because you're every day of the week, wouldn't you? If it was up to you, and I'm usually the one going, no, not until December. But maybe that's we'll have a fight club where we just have it as festive and cuddles and all good stuff. People need it, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Just like the closer we get, and I know it's not going to happen straight away, but the closer we get to it, the more I need it. That's what I'm craving more than anything else.
Yeah, it did me towards I can't remember when it was. Was it end of June when, and then July when, and it was actually physically seeing people.
Yeah.
You know, this is good, and everything else. And it's probably made me pick the phone up more than texting, etc. You know, but it was the actual physical seeing people that I think everybody has missed.
Yeah,
has missed out on.
That's why we launched our dinner with, which is going to be quiet. But we'll do that. We'll start pushing that again next year to sort of. I really liked that. So we got. In fact, that will have been really close to you being poorly, won't it? When we did our.
Yeah. I baked buns. Oh God, that was a nightmare for me.
Yeah, but you didn't do it on. You didn't record it, so it doesn't count.
No, I know it didn't, but I baked. Oh,
you did bake.
I did bake.
Do you know something? I've not baked once this year.
I'm sure everybody knows by now I'm not a cook by any means. Ask my sons.
Yeah.
They were so happy when Andrew and I got married.
For lots of reasons, not just because.
Well, you know, for them too, that was a big reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I've not baked one little thing this year. I wonder how many people in the country have not baked at all this year. I bet it's a minority.
Don't want to do it again. Don't ever set me that challenge again.
No, I'm not a good baker. I quite enjoy cooking, but.
So we have done lots of different things. We've tried to keep. I think you have definitely kept us out there on social media, which has been really good. I go on, press a few buttons, mess it up. But am I me or am I Laura Crane? If you ever see anything retweeted by Laura Crane for itself, you know it's me.
But you chat though, don't you? You like a chat.
Yeah.
People chatting on social media. It's generally you, isn't it? Not me.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a funny old year.
It has been.
It's been scary. It's been very frightening. It was frightening at the beginning, and it's been frightening at the end.
Yeah.
But we're here, lady. We're here. We're both here.
And surely that's us done.
I hope so.
We've got to be the healthiest of people moving on now from next.
I know.
Yeah. I think you said when you came on the Fight Club thing that I started the year, didn't I? I started the year with cancer and you finished it with COVID. But both well now. Going in together.
Yeah. And you know, as I say, I've got one or two long-term issues, but they've said they're going to be monitored. I've never been on a CT. I have never been on a CT scanner, and now I've got appointments galore to go on this machine. So, but you know, it's what it is, and hopefully they've said in time, you know, the issues that it's left me with will go. They should disappear, and they should go. Don't know where the croaky voice is from. Still got the cough, but hey, I'm doing, and you're doing well, which is even better. We're both. We'll both live. We'll both live to terrorise everybody once again in 2021.
Yeah.
When they're all going, oh, it's lovely to see you. Not again, though.
Yeah, the dastardly duo.
Yeah. I have a list of places I am going to go.
Oh, really?
So beware, you ladies and gentlemen out there. As soon as I am able to come and see you, I'm coming to see people.
Oh. Yeah. I just thought that
whether they want to see me or not.
Do you know what that just made me think about, actually? And it's a silly one. This is probably one of my highlights, because when I came back to work, we did Especially for You, didn't we?
Oh, we
did our version of Especially for You, which was really funny. I really liked it.
We thought it was funny.
As usual, you and I rolling about laughing over it, and then other people, I think other people find it funny-ish. Not as funny as us. Loved that. That was really good.
You made a very good Jason Donovan.
I've made a very good.
Can you hear that?
That's a lie. Yeah.
Can you hear that?
You said I look more like Pat Sharp.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I could say something else, but I'm not.
Is it going to be really rude?
No. Just about somebody being stuck in a lift for 10 minutes.
Me? Again. Yeah. Was I stuck in there as Jason Donovan? Was it that same?
Yeah, I think you were, yeah.
Yeah. So, to explain, I thought, so we've got it's kind of we use it to send boxes up and stuff, don't we, at work, the lift. We know it's not always the most reliable. So I decided to get in the lift, whatever. Yeah, with my Jason Donovan /Pat Sharp wig on and my leather jacket, and got stuck for a while.
10 minutes later, she's still
to go get help.
To go get help to get you out.
I was so embarrassed. Like that. I know I'm not supposed to use this lift, but I did it anyway.
Yeah, there's a big sign on it.
Please let me out. Yeah, there is a sign on it saying anybody stupid enough to get it. It doesn't say that, but it should say anybody stupid enough to get in this lift deserves what they get. I'm talking to you, Merv.
Just in case our landlord Chris is listening.
We're only joking.
We're joking.
It's a joke. April Fool.
It's a joke. We're just joking, Chris.
Anyway, it all worked out okay in the end, didn't
it? It did. So I hope everybody will still support us next year, help us make a massive difference to the lives of these young people, because they, you know, we've all not had the best of years, but they have definitely not had a good year. We've started getting feedback from the Christmas gifts that we've sent, and you know, every one of them has said, we are so grateful because we can't usually have, usually we get lots of things for our young patients, but this year, because of COVID, we have been unable to. So, your gifts this year have made a massive difference to these young people.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, we've said before, haven't we, they've just had, the uncertainty that we've all experienced has made us very unsettled and has caused all sorts of problems. But these young people have got that initial uncertainty of cancer and what is that going to mean, and then their uncertainty thrown in on top of that, and sort of, we've just had a Christmas not like we've had before. For most people it's been much quieter, with less family, but at least we've been at home. The young people that
absolutely
got those gifts weren't even at home. And we don't know what each of the hospitals have done, but generally speaking, there's no visitors in hospital. You can't have people in with you. So just picture that. It's horrendous. Never did they deserve those gifts. And if we could do more, we'd have done more, wouldn't we? But never had people deserve.
And I think as well, it's worth mentioning usually we get so many selection boxes, but everybody has listened to us this year, and they've helped us financially, as opposed to us having this massive selection box and stuff. And by doing that, that has helped us, carry on and complete that campaign, and make sure that all those young people were not forgotten. Yeah. And so, we really thank everybody who put themselves out, who raised money for the gift appeal.
And there's so many, isn't there? So we've started highlighting the companies through. We're doing the 12 days of Christmas, so we've started it, and that'll work into the new year. But on top of those companies that have sort of possibly given us very big chunks of money, so many people have supported either by going online and buying gifts through, parts of the gift box, going on and donating through the virtual gift tree, Christmas gift tree. Just people have rallied round it. It's been really... It's been
humbling.
And humbling, yeah, absolutely, to see people come together like that. When things are so uncertain for everybody, in challenging times for everybody, the fact that people are still thinking about people is just... It's just beautiful. So privileged to be in this position, to be able to see that goodness in so many people. It's lovely, and that's what we've got to take into next year. It's going to, we've said this, next year is our challenge, definitely. But we've just got the most wonderful people around us. So
I think that's a good way to end.
Yeah. Well, we're heading very swiftly into the new year, as I said. I don't think many people will be sad to say goodbye to 2020, but we've got to feel positive to say hello to 2021. So we have to wish everybody a happy new year. You got your water?
I've got my water. I wish everyone a really good, happy, healthy,
brighter
and brighter 2021.
Definitely.
Cheers.
Happy New Year. Cheers.
Can you say that is? Cheers. Oh, that was nice.